and welcome to Do It Yourself Musician. Today I got a pretty cool video for you. I had a good day out. There was a music store auction here in town where a store that closed over 12 years ago decided to auction off some of their inventory. The stuff has been sitting over there for 12 years untouched. So me being a fan of 90s and 80s stuff, I definitely had to get over there and see what I could get. And this stack right here is what I was managed to take out of that place for very little money. Okay, here's the first thing I got. This is an old Juice Goose Rack Power 300. And it's just your basic, you know, your rack power unit with isolated outputs on it. I think there's 10 isolated outs. I think there is some power conditioning in it. You've got on-off here, and what's really cool about these things and why I bid on it is the fact that it has these switches here, and these are not on-off switches. This is a master on-off for the entire rack. What these are individual ground lifts, and this is something that you can't get on a modern power conditioner, because I believe that it's illegal now to have ground lifts like this, and it is a bit unsafe to do that. So it's nothing that I'm advocating that anybody do if you don't know what you're doing, but these are convenient little problem solvers to be able to lift the ground on each one of these isolated outputs, and the way they provide protection against shorts in the unit, if you do lift the ground and you get AC on the case or whatever, is that it actually has this GFCI built into the plug lead here, which gives you GFCI protection, and you can still do your ground lifts, which is really cool. That's why I bid on this unit, because it's ground lifts can be really handy for certain applications. Now the question is this thing going to work? Let me try plugging it in. The GFCI seems to test and reset fine, and yeah, there's power right there. So I've got my meter here. Now let's see what we get, if I can get a good connection for AC. 116. 116. Let's check a few outlets. 116. That seems to work fine. Let me see what happens on a trip to. Yeah. Oh yeah, that totally works. So that's good. I'll say this is a win on this, and like I said, I paid nothing for any of this stuff. I mean, I probably got this for $5, I think, or something like that. So, all right, here's the next piece I got, and this is a Digitech GSP5. It's an old guitar processor. These things were never very popular, because quite honestly I don't think they sound very good. But like I said, you know, you're at an auction and they're selling this thing for $5. It's like, why not just grab it? And I haven't never played through one, so I just grabbed it, and we'll see what it sounds like. It has reverb, chorus, flange, some delays, and there's a distortion section. And also, I think this one does some amp voicing where it'll like model Fenders and Marshalls and Voxes and things. So that should be pretty cool. It had a tag on it, and I noticed after I got home that this tag is marked defective. I actually didn't bother to read that when I was bidding, but you know, it's $5, like I said, you know. So I say that let's plug it up to some power and see if we can undefective it. Okay, I've got some power in it. Let's see what happens. Bat. Okay. Well, it's saying battery. So I'm going to assume that means that the internal battery is dead. But yeah, here's the memory backup battery. It's backed up with a 3-volt lithium CR2032, which is good because those are everywhere. And the battery is mounted in the bracket on the left side of the chassis inside the unit, which is good too. I don't have to solder anything. So let me pull this open and see if I can put another 2032 in there, because I'm pretty sure I've got one of those. Alright, so I've got the other CR2032 here. Just gonna take that off. There it is. And the new 2032 goes in. And what are the odds that it's only the battery that's bad? I wonder if anything else is bad. Let me plug it back in. Still says bad. Try to cycle it. Ah! Still says battery. I wonder if there's... Whoop. Hang on. Program 1. Again, EC. I don't know if those are normal or is that some kind of error code. Let me look at that. See what I get. Okay, after reading the manual, it has a self test, and if I push the parameter up or hold the parameter up button while turning it on, it should say passed self-test if there's nothing wrong with it. So let me turn it off. I'll hold down parameter up. Turn it on. Pushing in the function button. Pushing the function buttons, which is what? Any of these? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's self-testing now. Passed self-test. All right, that sounds like that could be good. I'm not sure what EC that might mean effect chain 1. That might not be error at all. It might be good to go. Let me check some more things, and then maybe I'll just plug it in and see if I can get some sound out of it. All right. I've got it hooked up to my amp here. I actually have no idea how to operate this thing. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. So first I'm going to switch the amp on and see. I don't know if this thing has a bypass signal or not. Let's see if there's noise or anything. Well, apparently there's no There's no bypass signal in it. Let's switch it on. Hopefully it doesn't yell at us. Oh. I hear something. Very anemic. Yeah, doesn't sound right at all. Well, it appears that the GSP5 here is in fact defective, as it says on the the tag here. But after I replaced the battery, it definitely started to function, and I think it actually is working. And what's happening is there is either an input or an output problem with it. So I don't have time to tear into it in this video, but this could probably still be an easy fix on this, because it really sounds like it's just something crapping out in the input or output, which probably won't be too hard to track down, but we'll have to save this for a separate video. All right, here's the next item. This is a BBE Sonic Maximizer 422A. This unit, actually, I only got this unit because it came in a lot with two other rack mount units. I wouldn't have ever bid on this because I really don't need any Sonic Maximizing myself. And I actually I don't even know what these things go for, but I mean, I probably, I don't know. This thing just cost a couple of bucks or something. I did notice too that it also said dead on its tag. Alright, well, I don't know about this. This might just wind up in the round file. I might just junk this thing because, like I said, it was just sort of an extra that came along. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just move on and see what else I got. Alright, here's the fourth rack mount thing I got from the auction today. And now this is where things start to get a little cooler. This is a Roland U220 synth module. This is a PCM sound module. These things, they're not obviously worth that much. They do have a few sounds in them that are cool, and of course you can get the PCM cards, which aren't too much. I mean, they're probably going for, shit, I don't know, $10-15 or something. This is supposed to work though, so let's plug it in and see what happens. Okay, I put it up there in my rack temporarily. I got it hooked up to my W30 as a controller. Let's see if this synth unit will work. Let's see what we get here when I do this. JP strings. Cool. I mean, it's got okay sounds in it. Yeah, I would say that is a win for the U220 in this auction. Alright, here's the next thing from the auction, and now we're getting to some stuff that's really interesting. This next piece I got for virtually nothing is a Roland S-330 sampler. If you've seen some of my other videos, my favorite rack mount sampler is the Roland S760. This is basically the little consumer, little brother of it, and it's also earlier. The S760 is a 16-bit sampler, whereas this and the S550 and the W30 are all 12-bit samplers. This sampler, actually, it sounds really good. It's got some gritty tones to it. This is a good sampler for I think strings sound really good. Sampled strings on this thing for some reason, I don't know. But let's hook this baby up and see if we can get it to work. I'm gonna actually have to not burn, but write a floppy disk for it real quick and see if I can get it running. Alright, so I made a 3.5 inch floppy operating disk for the 330. Let's put it in there, and gonna take two hands to boot this up. I have to hold the left arrow while I power on. And system, that should boot up, I hope. Sounds like the disk is working. Yeah. Loading? Yes, loading. Now let's see if we can actually get any sound out of it. I just stuck this up here temporarily in my rack and powered it up. Plugged in the audio output, and I plugged in a MIDI cable using my W30 as a controller. And we'll see if we can get sound out of it. Hopefully this will be another good auction haul. Alright, there's the play. Let's see what happens. Yes! Oh yeah. That's pretty nice. Ooh. Got some bass. Nice. Wonder what else is in there. Some bell patch. Some reverse cymbals. Some voices, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of moody voice patch or something. Alright, anyways, yeah. That S330 definitely works. Another good pickup at the auction. Here's the next thing I got. Yep, ADA, the Metalhead's signal processor. I've never actually owned any ADA equipment. To me, they, quite honestly, they were always Metalhead guy stuff. But I mean, this cost next to nothing, and it's supposed to be a pretty good delay. This is a digital delay that's supposed to be pretty good. It's a Digitizer 4, and supposedly this is new in box, but I have my doubts about that because there's some writings and things on the side that make me think that maybe this has actually been sold and returned before, but I don't know. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, there it is. It's the ADA Digitizer 4 digital delay. It looks in pretty good shape. It's got some dings on it and stuff, but I wouldn't say it was brand new. I don't know. Let's plug it in and see if it turns on. All right, let's see. Power switch is in the back. What do we got? ADA digital delay 1000. That looks promising. I guess I will put this up in the rack and see if I can get sound out of it then. There is the ADA Digitizer 4 programmable digital delay in my rack. Set up memory bank D, program number 3, which is 120 milliseconds of delay. It's set in bypass mode right at the moment. I'm going to be playing a piano patch from the Roland JV1010. I'm using my venerable old, very dusty Roland W30 music workstation as a controller. And as you can see, I'm in bypass right now, if you can hear this. Let me take it out of bypass. It's pretty cool. It actually works really well. Here's 1024 millisecond delay with some detuning. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that thing, ADA Digitizer 4, it is practically brand new and it works fine. It actually sounds pretty good. It sounds actually really good on the keyboard. I can't wait to try it with guitar, see what that sounds like. But I definitely can tell by just listening to it right now that I'm definitely going to be using this thing soon. There's some very cool delay sounds in it. So, oh yeah, one more thing about this ADA Digitizer 4 programmable digital delay. The only thing I'm not liking about it at the moment is the transformer hum. I hope the camera can pick that up. Hear that buzz? I mean, this thing's buzzing like crazy. It's so loud. I might have to pull it apart and maybe try to figure out if I can somehow dampen that sound a little bit. Let me turn it off and you can hear that buzz go away, hopefully. it's pretty loud. So I don't know. Other than that, it's pretty awesome. All right, I've been saving the best for the last. It is a Roland S-330 sampler, and it is supposedly, according to the auction people, new in the box. But you ever notice when they say new in box that the box is always open? I always wondered that. Are you sure this is new in box? Because it's open. But anyways, let's take a look inside. Another thing, look at the manual. It's dirty and dog-eared. Like, that doesn't look really new to me. It's like someone's definitely been... Oh, there's even a handwritten note. So yeah, this is not new. These things that they're selling as new in box at this auction are returns to the store from 15 years ago. So yeah, never trust an auctioneer when they tell you something's new in the box, because it probably ain't, unless the freaking staples are still in it and it's actually shut. But anyways, let's pull it out and see if it's any good. I hope it works. I hope it's at least as good as the 330 has got, but I don't know. Let's see. Alright, here it is. It's Roland S-330, and this is no way is this thing new. I mean, there's rack rash all over it. The disc is in it, and this is actually just somebody's disc that they made. I mean, that's crap. I mean, trying to tell somebody that this stuff is new in box. I guess it's probably a little bit my own fault, because I probably should have looked at it a little closer, to be honest. But I don't know. It's not in bad condition for what it is. It is missing the power cord. The things that were in the box were some cables that are still sealed, a MIDI cable, Roland stuff that's still sealed up. There's also this, which is the original price tag for this thing from back in probably 1988, 89. So if you wanted to buy this back then, it would cost you, let's see if it would cost you $3,495. And I bought it for far, far, far less than half of Ben Franklin. So I don't know, let me plug it up and see if I can get this sucker to run. Let's see if it's any good. Alright, well there's the S550 hooked up in the rack. Actually took me a bit to get that thing running. I had to, even though it came with some old crap version of the boot disc, it was junk, so I had to make another one. And also had to find a power cord because it has the Roland 2-prong on it. But I mean, I guess the good news is that it does actually work. Sorry, I'm having to play that off my MPC 2000 because I had to borrow the power cord from my W30 to make that 550 work, but it actually does work. I was scared at first that the panel buttons and stuff were all messed up, because this thing is actually pretty used. It's not anywhere near new. Kind of bummed about that, but it does work and it's in relatively good condition. So I mean, I'm just going to keep it and use it, because even though you can convert load 550 patches onto the S760, some of the tones don't transfer quite right, so it's better to play 550 native samples and patches on the actual 550 itself, you know. And I think they sound a lot cleaner and stuff. Plus the 550 is killer just for sampling. And I'll have to check this one for how good it samples. I'm not going to do that right now or anything. I'll do that in another video. This thing, it does have one real issue, and that is the mix output jack is broke. I mean, it has 8 outputs, so you know you can use an alternative, but the mix output jack is broken on this, so I'm gonna have to probably get in there and resolder that thing or something. But that is the S550, and that only leaves one more thing to show you that I got from my my auction haul today at the music auction I went to. It's a Hohner student melodica, and this thing is pretty bitchin'. It's made in Germany, pretty much new. It's a little dirty, but I don't think anybody's actually ever played this. It's pretty darn new. It's just very very old. That it's, you know, yellowing and stuff, but it works really good. And if you don't know, the band New Order used the melodica a lot in their music, so it's really actually it's a cool sound. Lots of other bands actually have used it too, so I'm gonna clean this one up, get it as sanitary as I can, and actually try playing it. I don't think I'll try selling it or anything. And it comes with this carrying case, and it's got all the original materials from Germany, and the materials are marked in the 60s, so I actually don't know what the real age of this thing is. I think it's late 80s, but I don't know. It could be older than that, but that's really cool. Well, there you go. Let's look at the haul I got from the music store auction today. I got seven rack units in this Hohner melodica. Of the 7 rack units, only 2 of them don't work, and I really think that I'm going to be able to fix the GSP5. Hopefully it's an easy fix, because I don't want to probably put a lot into that thing. And the maximizer, I don't know. I'm probably just going to trash that, probably. I don't know. Probably the S550 and the U220 are going to go straight into my rack. The ADA delay, I definitely have a use for that. I'm not sure if it's going to go in my main studio rack. I might put that in my guitar rack and check that out for a while and see what that sounds like on guitar. But yeah, that was it's been a long day at the auction, and then trying to make this video. I have a newfound respect for my fellow YouTube broadcasters that make these videos. I mean, I spent hours and hours doing this today, and it's probably going to go by pretty fast for you guys. But man, this took a long time. It's been a busy week with this and the pedal board project that I'm working on, that I still have got out there on my table, that I need to get going on that. Probably a couple of days I'll do the second installment of that. And on top of all that, I've got 4 a quad of WGS FET 10 speakers to put in my Super Reverb over there, and I haven't even gotten anywhere near doing that yet. So there's definitely going to be a lot more videos, but I hope you enjoyed a look at this auction haul, and be looking out for music auctions around you, and pick up some stuff cheap. See you next time.